welcome to Pat's Soundbytes IGTV. Keeping new music alive is what I do on the radio and now on video. Conducting live chats with the artists and learning the story behind their latest release and also playing their new video. A special thanks to my good friend John Lappin, who coordinated and scheduled today's guest. Having over 30 plus years of experience in the entertainment industry, there is no one better than John to take on your project. John, a highly respected professional, has successfully provided a variety of services related to the music and film industry, including A&R, product development, consulting, music supervision for film projects, and a whole lot more. To contact John, call his office 702-405-7700 or email him at john@lappinenterprises.com. Special thanks today to my sponsor, Go-Go Tuners. For all guitar players looking for a focus on ease of use, readability, durability, and accuracy, look no further. The Go-Go Tuner is the choice of many touring professionals and a favorite of casual players. Go-Go's signature green you're in and red you're out screen makes tuning quick and easy. For more information, go to the website at gogotuners.com. Special thanks to WBXO Classic Rock Radio Redefined, allowing me to keep new music alive on the radio airways on the Pat Show every Sunday from 5 to 8 Eastern Standard Time. Only on WBXO Classic Rock Redefined. And a big thank you to Mr. Evan Balzer for allowing me to use his amazing instrumental that you're hearing right now. It's called Trails. To find out more incredible music by Evan, go to his website at evanbalzer.com. Honored to have two guests today. Rock legendary drummers and brothers Carmine Appice and Vinny Appice. Carmine and Vinny will be releasing a new video to commemorate the 10th anniversary of the passing of the late, great Ronnie James Dio. We're going to talk to Carmine and Vinny about the video, the track, Monsters and Heroes, which can be found on their album Sinister. We're going to play the video and a whole lot more on Pat Soundbytes IGTV. Hey, live on Pat Soundbytes IGTV. Not one, but two rock legends in the house. Love both of these brothers. You know, whether you say calamari or calamar or tomato or tomato, all you got to say is Carmine and Vinny, whether it's Appice or Appice, it don't matter. Love these guys. What's going on? Carmine's having a little popcorn.
I got some popcorn going while I'm talking to you, so I'm hungry.
There you go.
I've been doing interviews all day for this stuff. I know Vinny has too.
Yeah, there's another one.
How's it going in California, Vin?
Everything's good. It's a beautiful day here, and sun's out, warming up. Very nice.
It's like that here too. We're like 70 degrees, and the sun's out. It's beautiful.
Right, and then tomorrow will be a freeze warning. You know, I just
I know.
get
It's probably snow tomorrow. Last Saturday we had snow.
Could you imagine that? Snow. And then the next day was 70. I'm like, I gotta give up here.
Crazy.
That's crazy.
Officially tomorrow on Saturday, May 16th, these two legendary drummers release a new video commemorating the 10th anniversary of the passing of the late, great Ronnie James Dio.
Yep.
Yeah.
I talk to Carmine all the time, Vinny, once a week. So I'll start with you. I mean, you guys both rocked it. Your first studio album in 2017, Sinister. So what was the inspiration and thought behind making this moving tribute today?
Well, I thought about doing one of these virus videos, you know, with all the people in different windows and different locations. And then I knew Ronnie's anniversary was coming up. So I called Carmine. I said, why don't we do one together with a band that we use live and do the song Monsters and Heroes, which is from our album, which came out a couple of years ago. and the song is written about Ronnie.
Absolutely.
The lyrics are all about Ronnie. They're written by Paul Shortino.
Yep.
And so I told Carmine, we should do it, and he agreed. And then we started putting it together. And luckily, our guitar player Artie knows how to put this together as far as putting all the videos together. So that's what we did, and came out really well, better than we thought.
Yeah, when Vinny said let's do that, I said, well, let's get somebody to, do some PR so we can get as many people viewing this, as many people, seeing Ronnie's 10th anniversary, and keep Ronnie on everybody's tongue. The more people that see it, they'll talk about it. So we got John Lappin to do a whole bunch of interviews for us. This way, radio can play the MP3. They can put the video on the website, put it on the socials, and then you got the lyrics too.
And then the first 100 people that watch it, Carmine's going to send them a bag of popcorn.
Nice. There you go.
That's right.
It could be empty though. It could be an empty bag. It doesn't have to
might
be
be half eaten. Could be a full bag, half eaten, or empty.
Well, John Lappin is one of the best in the business, and I know John a long time, and he's out in Vegas, and I can text him at 6 in the morning here, and he's on it. So he's a great guy. And happy birthday!
He did a great job. He did a great job. We must have been, between both of us, probably did 25 interviews this week.
Oh, easy, I bet. Yeah. And happy birthday to Paul. Yesterday's Paul's birthday.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I saw that.
Happy birthday, Paul.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I knew it. I mean, I found out yesterday.
Now you're really in trouble.
Yeah, right? Nope.
You know what I mean?
I said happy birthday on his Facebook.
Oh, there you go. So, Vinny, when you working with Ronnie, playing drums, Dio, Black Sabbath, Heaven and Hell, can you share with me and the fans something special, about the great human being and the rock talent that Ronnie was?
Yeah, well, Ronnie, when I first started playing with him with Sabbath, one night we left the arena, and in the car, we pull up the driveway, we're going to get out, and there's a gate there, and there's a bunch of fans there. And it's like probably 12:30 at night, and it's cold. It's on the East Coast, and it was in the winter. And these people have been waiting there for a while, So Ronnie says to the driver, stop the car. And stop the car. He gets out and goes and signs everything for them and takes pictures.
Wow.
And I was like, wow, this is cool. So I went and followed him, obviously, and he always took good care of his fans. And amazing thing was he'd remember your name.
Really?
Yep. Like,
wow.
You see him the next year, and he'll remember your name.
Very cool.
I like the story you told another interviewer today where Ronnie and the guys were in like a bar or something. There were a bunch of fans outside, and they knocked on the door and they said the fans are outside. And he told Ronnie the fans are outside.
Oh, that was at Hammersmith Odeum.
Yeah, and
London.
he said, "Oh, and it's really cold outside." He said, "Well, let him in."
Yeah.
So
he had him come into the theater, back in?
Yeah. This was with Dio, Holy Diver Tour. We played at Hammersmith Odeum. And after the show, we're upstairs. We always stayed there for a while and partied, and whoever was there, we partied. And then somebody came up and said, we're getting ready to leave. There's a bunch of punters, we call them, fans, outside. And it's cold. And Ronnie just said, bring them in, man. It's too cold out there. And it brought them in.
Yeah.
They sat in the front row of the place. And then we came down about 15 minutes later and signed everything, took pictures, and took good care of them.
What a guy.
These are the days before VIPs.
Yeah. Wow. And
now everything's changed.
Yeah. Carmine, your fingerprints can be found all over the music industry, the drumming, the folks that inspired, past and present. You perform with all-star lineup.
The popcorn.
Popcorn.
In my hand. Can you see that?
I can see that.
His fingerprints are all over the popcorn bag.
That's my handprint. It's going to go in for the Isle of Wight. They're doing a mosaic made of tile in the Isle of Wight Museum.
Songwriter, producer, vocalist, author, educator.
Yeah.
I mean, when was the first time you met Ronnie, Carmine, and your first impression, maybe after hearing him perform for the first time in your deal with him?
I met him when he was with Elf, when he was opening up for Deep Purple.
Okay.
He was in LA for a couple of weeks, and we all used to go to the Rainbow, Deep Purple and everybody. And I tell you the truth, I didn't really hear him sing that much. I started hearing him in Rainbow, and I was asked to join Rainbow when he was in it. I couldn't do it. But,
Wow.
you know, but I hung out with him. I knew him and all that stuff. And then when Vinny joined him in Sabbath is when I got to really hear a lot more of his singing and a lot more of him. And he became like a family member, because he really didn't have any family out in LA. And Vinny got real close to him. And when we would have, you know, like Christmas and birthdays, and he would come to them and stuff. Even when I got married one time, they threw a bachelor party for me, and I understand from Vinny, I forgot about this, that Ronnie was the one that set up the strip bar that we did the bachelor party at.
Holy diver!
Yeah, and the picture that's on our album with me and Ronnie, I believe, was taken at that bachelor party on the Appice album. I wouldn't be surprised if Ronnie paid for the damn thing too.
Yeah, he probably did.
I don't remember. I was just surprised. I walked in the lobby. My manager said, "Yeah, we're going to go out to the strip bar. You know, me and you to have a good time. You know, for your before your wedding." I said, "Okay." So I walk in the lobby and I see Ronnie there. I go, "What are you doing here?"
Mm-hmm.
He said, "Oh, I come here sometimes." And I walk in and everybody goes, "Surprise!"
Carmine,
next thing I'm on stage with 40 boobs taking a picture.
Hey, holy, oh, hey. Carmine, did you ever get a chance to perform with him?
Only at jams with, I don't know, did I ever come in the studio like rehearsal and play? No.
No.
Only at gigs, a couple of gigs.
Just a couple of gigs. We let him get up and play Rainbow in the Dark.
Yeah, okay. I played Paranoid with Sabbath one time.
We used to let Carmine was the only one to get up and play with the band, and Nico McBrain. Right. He would come and he'd play too. But that's the only other guys.
Right. I want to say, like next week or so, Vinny, 37th anniversary of Holy Diver. I mean, what was the songwriting process like in the band and Dio with Ronnie and Jimmy, and I guess Viv too, right?
Yeah, Vivian. Yeah, that it was a lot of fun. That album was written at Sound City Rehearsal Studios, which is right across the parking lot from Sound City Studio, where you record. So we stayed at the studio and we jammed a lot. We smoked a lot of pot, and Ronnie and Jimmy would have their drinks, and it was just like a crazy time. Like every night at 7 o'clock, we'd go there and just hang out and play pinball and drink and smoke and play, and that's how we wrote all this.
Tell them what you did to Vanilla Fudge.
And then one time, Vanilla Fudge came in. They rehearsed in the room down the hall. So they were in there rehearsing. So I said to Ronnie, I said, "Hey, let's lock them in with all the cases that we have outside." He goes, yeah. See, I would always instigate this crazy shit. And Ronnie would turn into a kid like, yeah, let's do it. So we got the road crew, and we locked them in. We totally blocked the door up to the ceiling with all these heavy cases, and they couldn't get out. And then we left them there, and we went and rehearsed, so we couldn't hear them banging.
Eventually we got out.
They got out eventually, but I heard they were pissed off.
Did Ronnie have a nickname? Did he have a nickname at all, you guys? Did he have a nickname for you, Vinny, or anybody in the band, or you call him anything special?
He had a nickname on stage. He'd go, Vinny Appice, the Wrecking Machine. We didn't have a nickname for him. He was just Ron.
Favorite memory of Ronnie?
There's so many, There's so many things. Then things like the Vanilla Fudge thing we did.
That's pretty cool.
Like that, yeah.
Tell them about the office. Tell them about Brett's office.
Well, in Sound City, they let us do anything we wanted. We pretty much destroyed the place. And there was a guy called Brett, and he had the front office when you walk in from the parking lot, little office with a lamp and phone and TV. And, and we'd always bug him. And so we said, "Hey, Brett, can you go get us some beer down at the liquor store?" He goes, yeah, okay. He gets in his car and leaves. So we moved his whole office out in the parking lot. with the lamp on, the TV on, the telephone,
Nice.
the whole thing exactly the way it was. And then we went in and rehearsed, and he comes back and he sees this whole office in the parking lot and people looking like, this is at night, so the light was
Cool.
on and everything. People going, what are you, crazy? You moved your office?
Uh-oh. We lost you there. We lost your mic there, Vinny.
Okay,
There
so so stuff like that, we did some crazy shit there. It was great. When we wrote the songs, we wrote 4 songs, and then we moved everything across the parking lot. We didn't break it down like a cymbal.
So you went back and forth?
Yeah, we went through the stuff in the studio, and then we did recording it. We recorded, finished those songs, drug everything back to the rehearsal room, and did another month or more writing next 4 songs.
Did he have any signature saying? Anything crazy that, you know, it was always like a Ronnieism that you remember?
Tell him about the behind you, Vinny.
Yeah. Well, the Ronnieism was he always had a music stand with them facing flat toward the ceiling, and that's where he had his lyric book, bag of pot, and rolling paper. That was the staple in the room, in the studio. And he'd mix it with tobacco too, you know.
Very cool.
That was the English way.
Yeah.
They used to do their joints with tobacco and pot together. So if you didn't smoke cigarettes, you really got a kick out of it.
I gotcha.
You know.
Carmine, what did you ever, any real good memories of that guy besides watching him play with Vinny? That whole 1979 and the 80s, you know, Ronnie replaces Ozzy. You know, and then Vinny replaced Bill Ward, and then you jump on with Ozzy and went Bark at the Moon. I mean, that whole year, those crazy years.
Yeah, it was crazy. I mean, you know, like I said, we hung out a lot together. We rehearsed in the same place. I still have my drum locker in that same place. You know?
Really?
Yeah, and you know, we'd always hang out. We'd have parties at Vinny's house. Ronnie would come. We'd be smoking pot. We'd be, you know, hanging around the pool. Just good time. Christmas time at our house. You know, it was just like a lot of different things. You know, like the one that stuck out in my head was the bachelor party. You know,
very cool.
Vinny reminded me of it.
Let me let's play
He was a good guy. He was a really good guy.
Let's play the video here.
Okay.
Well, I have yous. Can you see that?
It's live, then we're not live, right?
No. I'm recording this. Well, we're recording. Okay. We're live recording. But the sound, I'll incorporate the sound. But watching the drum part with you guys is a little bit different than the first one. Because Vinny points over, and there's some spots that you weren't playing at all, Vinny. I remember like the originals on the Sinister, you hear Vinny on one side, on like the left side, or Carmine on the right side. Did you do the same thing pretty much?
Yeah, it's the same thing. If you listen to earphones, I'm on the right, and Vinny's on the left.
Now this is Jim singing, right, compared to Paul?
Yeah, that's Jim singing.
And then the guitar player is the Artie.
That's Artie. That's
Artie Dillon.
And the bass player is James Caputo. James also plays with Cactus with me.
Okay, cool.
But you can't see his face. That's the beauty of him.
Yeah,
he looks like Cousin It.
Cousin It playing the bass. Yeah.
How many takes did it to get this all in? Just one, couple of shots?
I mean, I did 2 takes because first take Artie sent me the wrong take. You know, so we extended the end of it, the drum solo thing at the end. Artie didn't send me that, so I had to do it twice. But mine was done in one shot because I shot mine on the video and the audio at the same time on my iPhone. I didn't have a studio, where everybody else had a studio in their house.
Gotcha.
Mine was like, just done with the iPhone microphone and the iPhone video.
Vinny, you play with the sticks the same way as Carmine with the fat end. I mean, I know you're both a killer heavy hitters.
Yeah. You know why? You know why?
I have no idea, but go ahead. You're going to tell me.
The other side with the B, that's for girls.
Oh! I got to remember that one. That's a good one.
Actually, the reason why we do that because you get a thicker, fatter sound with the sticks playing with the butt end than you do the other way. It's more powerful.
Vinny,
Yeah.
what do you like best with Carmine's drumming? And then I'll ask Carmine, what do you think about Vinny's drumming style?
Okay.
Well, Carmine's got all the twirls and all the showmanship kind of stuff, you know, and we both got really, really good feels because like that probably comes from listening to a lot of Motown stuff when, you know, when we were learning, when he was playing. So he's got all the stuff, the twirls and all the bells and whistles. I don't do that. I just, you know, kick ass.
I compare it to Gene Krupa and Buddy Rich. Buddy Rich is a lot of speed and really cool combinations. That's more Vinny. Or I'm not. I never got into the speed thing. I was into the showmanship and groove and a lot of technical stuff, but technical double bass drum stuff. You know, so and he plays single bass, which is a bit different.
And it's got to be a killer. I mean, a whole different for any drummer to be a singer. And I got to see you sing with Vanilla Fudge a couple of times, Carmine.
Well,
I mean,
the hardest thing that I ever sang was Blue Murder. The song Blue Murder from Blue Murder, because it's a very intricate drum pattern, and the vocal part is going totally opposite across the whole field. I had to actually rehearse that on my own at home before I actually went to rehearsal to try and do it. Because I tried it at rehearsal when we were getting ready to go out, and I couldn't do it. I said, oh my God, this is crazy. This is like, you know, as a drummer, you have four-way coordination. This was the fifth coordination.
well, as a fan, I mean, I go to shows and I'm like, oh, this is great, but I have no idea until I hang out with guys like yourselves and realize this isn't an easy task. Forget about just drumming, but then you add the singing component to it. I mean, that takes it to a whole different level. I look at Dean Castronovo or even Phil Collins or Don Henley. I mean, the breathing aspect of it all. I mean, that's a whole different monkey per se. I would think, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's a whole different ball game. You know, I was singing probably at the same time, or maybe even before I started playing drums, because I used to sing in doo-wop groups in Brooklyn. You know, so I was always singing. And our older brother Frank had a doo-wop group in the house. So he used to rehearse in the house with the vocal group, and then I rehearsed with a band. And Vinny was like, you know, 6, 7, 8 years old. So he was like inspired by all that, you know.
Good entertainment.
Yeah, and then when I started making it, you know, he'd see me on TV and the magazines, on the radio. So that inspired him. Like, I want to do that too, you know.
Hell yeah!
And I left the drum set home, and he started doing it. And the song we have, Brothers in Drums, you know, we tell the story of that, even about my mother. The first day I went to see Vinny play in the house. I said, "Wow, he's good." He goes, "Where did he learn that?" He goes, "Oh, he practices every day for hours. He's driving me crazy like you did." You know, and so we put that in the song. You know,
but that's the key to anything, and folks got to learn hard work pays. And you guys just didn't, you know, Vinny watching Carmine, you practice and listen to albums back in the day, played a whole album.
Then I sent him to my teacher, the same teacher I had, who basically passed away recently of the virus.
Oh wow!
He's 85 years old. Dick Bennett, what a great teacher he was. He taught Vinny. By the time Vinny was 12 years old, he was awesome. You know, I remember going to the house and going through some books with Vinny, and he went through my book. He went through all the classic books, and I was blown away. You know, I remember sitting around. Remember Vin? We were sitting in the house. We were both going after that like Billy Cobham was doing.
Oh yeah.
You know, we were both figuring it out. And other times when he would stay with me in California, like 10 years ago, when we were trying to figure out the marching band stuff, where they're doing a certain thing with the sticks.
Oh, yeah.
After about 3 or 4 hours, Vinny said, "Oh, fuck this." And I said, "Excuse me, beep, beep, beep." And Vinny said, "Screw this." And I said, "I'm going to do something my own way." And I came up with this other way of doing it with one stick. You know, probably saw me doing that with the fudge. But, you know, we did a lot of that. We did a lot of clinic tours together where we had a lot of fun. you know.
Luckily, we had supportive parents in the beginning. I mean, they were
Yeah.
totally
Yeah.
behind us and came to all the shows and everything.
That's
So
cool.
that
Vinny,
really helped.
And back in the day, I remember when I said to my mother and father, look, I want to take drum lessons. How much is it? $5 a lesson. And $5 a lesson
Back
was
there.
a lot of money back in 1960, you know.
Mhm.
And they said, okay. And I used to take a train and a bus to get to the Dick Bennett's house. And then when Vinny wanted to go, was it still $5, Vinny?
It was still $5, and then I was too young to go myself, so Mom took me 2 buses.
Yeah, my mother used to. My mother used to take.
Get off, wait for the next bus, and she would
Why
do
didn't
it.
you take the train?
I don't know.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, we
Vinny-
took 2 buses.
Vinny, where are we with the next Last in Line? I know you guys were working on it in the studio,
Yeah.
watching the video early in January. What can we expect? Any title? Anything you can share?
No title, but we got 6 songs written and
It's called
and recorded.
Pandemic.
Yeah,
Wouldn't
gonna
be
be
a
a lot
bad
of that.
one.
That
There'll be a lot of that.
That would be a good title for it because it stopped everything dead.
Yeah. So we got half of it pretty almost done. Viv's got to do some solos, and Andy's got to do some vocals, and we're just starting up where we can, you know, Viv can start his solos, and then we'll get together when it gets a little bit better here and write some more songs. We have a whole shitload of ideas, so.
I think it's a really cool thing that you guys offer for the fans of getting on stage during the sound check and playing with you guys, playing with the actual band, whether it's on your drum kit or watching folks
I don't know if
sing.
that's going to happen anymore.
Yeah, no, I mean, yeah, today.
That'll happen. That's called the Ultimate VIP. We sell that as a package
Yeah.
where they can come to the sound check, watch us play the sound check, do the sound check, and then we bring them up on stage and play. You know, one song with us.
I said to
people
Viv,
love it. They have a ball. You know.
oh my
really
God, yeah, 3 people are videotaping. What are the chances to do that? And I said to Viv, what do you think? And he said, well, the ones that play drums, it takes you, you know, you're so used to Vinny playing and you're listening to them and you're looking at Phil and Andrew going, okay, just go through it.
Because the whole
feel
comes from the drums.
Right. He's like, it's
and
not.
you can't hear them. You can't hear them.
And you can't hear them.
You can't hear them.
What he said, he's like, it's not Vinny. I'm looking, I'm going, okay, I'll just go through.
I was going to buy an ultimate pass so I could jam with them.
That would be funny. That would be great. Carmine, how's the Kodiak boys doing? Where are we with the Kodiak guys?
Well, actually, they're doing a Christmas song now. They did a cover song, and I'm very close to a deal. When this thing is over, then we're probably going to sign with this label, and we got a lot of songs done. They're doing 3 songs with this video like we just did, and they're doing good. And we're 4 songs into Cactus mixing.
Nice.
Now, which we finished our album, and again, we have 2 songs that our guitar player needs to go into in a studio in Memphis to finish these last 2 songs. These last 2 songs are a big production. We're gonna have Mellotron on and all kinds of crazy stuff. But Paul needed to get into the studio, and with the pandemic, he hasn't been able to get in. But we have 11 other songs finished that we're mixing now. So,
I mean,
who's singing? Who's singing?
Same guy, Jimmy Coons.
Jimmy
Coons is singing, and we've got Paul Warren who's playing guitar. Paul is an awesome guitar player. He played with Rod Stewart 14 years, Tina Turner, Joe Cocker, and his real cool claim to fame is he played on the Temptations' "Papa's Like a Rolling Stone."
Wow!
Right, so we recut that song and celebrate his success when he was 17, and we did a cool rock, heavy rock kind of soulful version of that. And he sings, Paul, too. So Paul sings with Jimmy. And it's really, really a cool song. So it's coming out great. We're getting some great mixes. Once we get the mix, then we take him to our buddy Steve Diakoutis, who mixed our album.
Yeah, Steve, right.
And Steve bounces it to tape and back again. So it gives it that analog sound. It sounds really good. I got to say, it's really good.
Vinny, any idea when the new record will be out? I mean, I know.
Gee, I don't know. I will probably think at the beginning of the year,
Wow.
Everything's
You don't even know because the labels don't even know.
Nobody knows.
Nobody knows. It's like a.
So they open everything up, and then business as usual. But
What's your
be a while.
your thoughts on your first live show with a real audience? Both of you. I mean, we take it for granted. I can't even think when my
I
last
can't even remember
show
that.
was live show. But to
can't
think
remember that.
the next one, you know, I'm watching these shows now, driving movie theaters, people in cars. I mean, it's big in Denmark, and now these country acts are starting to do it. What do you guys think of?
What do you mean, on a screen?
Yeah, no, like last night, Keith Urban did a show for healthcare workers, all the essentials,
Yeah.
and they pulled into a drive-in theater, and he's on a stage,
Oh,
and
I
he
see.
performs,
Wow.
and they show him on the screen for folks
As
that,
well.
you know, didn't
Yeah.
park it close, and people pull out lawn chairs,
That
and they do
that
this.
may. Oh, they pull out lawn chairs. Really?
They sat in their
Really?
lawn chairs, they sat in their pickup trucks, but they were distanced. They had it, you know, you were on top of everybody. You could listen in the radio in the car, or listen to Keith right there. And
that might be the future.
some guy in Denmark, Mads Langer. I don't know the guy. He's a big artist in Denmark. Sold 500 tickets, sold out, and then did the same thing, loading up the cars, and in an hour the place was empty.
That
And
might be the future.
I'm like, who would ever think a drive-in theater?
Well,
Drive-in
drive-in
theaters will make a comeback.
They
Making
used to be great. I used to love drive-in theaters. You
Yeah.
know?
Then there used to be a lot of them out in California.
Yeah, and then they all went
And then
away.
they all went away.
Now,
There was
don't
a
be
lot of them
surprised.
in Long Island, when I lived in Long Island, there was a whole bunch of them. I should take. I had a Jaguar that had tables that came out in the back seat. You know, it was a big old Jaguar, and I used to go in there, get in the back seat, and watch through the front, listen to the radio,
Nice.
or you put a speaker inside the car that they gave you, and we ordered, you know, the popcorn and stuff, and we used the tables and had to have some drinks. It was awesome. It was like sitting in your living room in a couch.
Well, we're looking at the future, a live show at a drive-in theater, but whatever works, man,
Yeah.
to get you
Yeah.
guys back out there.
Yeah.
I mean, it's nice to see everybody playing online, but it's not the same.
Not the same.
And then you have to have the right equipment to make it really all work. I mean, for either of you. I mean, Carmine, if you did with the Vanilla Fudge guy, or Vinny doing with the Last in Line guys, you have to have the right equipment really to plug in, right, to make it all synchronized. It's just not that easy.
Well, they got to take it all and they got to mix it and do the board, and then the output's got to sound good. And whether it's live or taped, you know, when it's live, it's really difficult to see what it's going to sound like, because, you know, when you're live in the theater, you got it coming out of the speakers, you know what it's going to sound like. Everybody's got different speakers at home, different things. You don't even know what it's going to sound
and
like.
if you do it by phone, right, the compressor in the phone could screw up the sound,
yeah.
I think.
Yeah, like you can't do anything like I do these Facebook things. I cannot like talk and play drums and then talk again.
Right.
It takes about a minute for the compressor to shut off in the phone.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's why if you notice on my Facebook, all the talking is before I play.
Yes.
You know, and then I play and then it's done, because I tried it and afterwards it would just go away.
Yeah.
So, but you know, like Vinny's got it set up, he's got a board and all that, so he can do lessons, he can do sessions, he can do master classes on Zoom. So he just plugs everything in, but I can't do that yet. But Vinny's going to help me set up a studio in my new house in Florida.
Excellent.
So,
Hey, here's Leslie.
Les, there she is. #1 merch girl
Hear
right
that?
there.
there you go.
Oh, yeah, I'm the merch girl.
Number
Yeah.
one. Bye.
Wait.
All right, guys, I'll let you go. Thank you so much for your time today. DioCancerFund.org. Look at the video, share the video. I'll play the soundtrack. We'll add it on all our social medias and get it out there.
You got it, man. I'll talk to you next week, Pat.
You got it. Hey, Vinny, before
Thank you, Pat. Take care.
you too.